There's a reason why losers bracket Mango. It's so
Right,
scary.
right.
Speaking of scary players, Mouf in the building against Flamingo. Mouf, of course, newly sponsored by Smash World Gaming. They picked up a couple of players in both Melee and PM local group. So big shout outs to, sorry, Melee and Smash 4.
Yeah.
My brain is still in 2014.
Yeah, they picked up Jason as well.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the premier box players here in DFW for Smash 4.
Jason and Gio, if I remember correctly.
Okay, I don't know about Kyo actually.
The two-piece. And Mouf, he's feeling amped going into this. He's definitely. I think he's just taking things like the sponsorship as some of these new wins in his sales.
Yeah.
To maybe start really growing rapidly as a player, because he has been in the scene for a very long time.
A very long time, yeah. Mouf's another one of those players who's been around for about a decade. I was actually at the very first tournament he went to, which was a Houston, regional plus size tournament way back in the day, when he was actually a DK main.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be a brutal match to watch. Peach versus Puff. I'm gonna let you talk about this.
Yeah, it's very interesting because Peach so often goes into a war of attrition mode. That can be pretty hard because Jigglypuff really thrives on that too. Like just the very safe spacing of the back airs, like it's kind of slowing down the pace as we saw like from Aspen earlier on. Usually benefits Jigglypuff just because of the sort of like Jigglypuff's passive is you don't get to give me. I survived a high percents most of the time, not getting caught on bad DI with that neutral air. Yeah, it can be very, very challenging for Peach to actually play to her standard game plan, just because Jigglypuff is one of the few characters who has better air mobility and better hitboxes than she does.
I think that unlike a lot of matches we're very accustomed to seeing in Melee, where it's all just fast-paced action, brutal punishes, this sort of matchup is much more centered around neutral and the wins around that. And that's what we're seeing from Mouf. He's playing neutral exceptionally well. He has been losing all that many interactions. On the verge of maybe taking another stock here as well. If he can catch Flamingo with some 4DI one more time, it should be enough.
Yep, they'll be looking for the forward air here, but that pound cuts right through it. Back air, not quite enough to do it. Some nice turn from Mouf, and the down air sets up for the neutral air.
Yeah, that was a vacuum-esque.
Yeah.
That down air just scooped Flamingo up. Smart decision making with that meaty hitbox.
For the down smash. Always a scary position whenever Peach is above you on a platform because you want to challenge it. You want to put hitboxes up there to pressure her. But if you do it at the wrong time, you get caught by down smash.
Pound actually being the loss of Mouf's first stock. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But what we need to see from Flamingo really is him being able to close the stocks out significantly quicker. 160%. That's when Peach really wins.
Yes, yeah. If you're that's really one of the easy ways to look at who's really winning in the matchup is who's getting the kills at lower percents. There's going to be a lot of trading going on. It's pretty difficult not to with characters like this. So if you can be ending your opponent's stocks earlier than they are ending yours, more likely than not, you will be winning.
Interesting change of pace from Flamingo. It feels like he's stopping being the aggressor in this, rather playing a more reactionary sort of style with his bears. Gets in some chip damage, but Mouf is the one who, again, is taking the stocks. And even though that is such an obvious point, it really is why he's coming out so far ahead.
Shield actually getting too low to actively defend against that rollout. Well, he pulled a turnip and then a Saturn right after it. Sorry, he pulled a Stitch face and then a Saturn right after that.
Technically, you were right in both cases.
Technically, I was right in both cases. Rectangles and squares and all that.
Oh man, if he breaks the shield with Saturn, if he breaks the shield with Saturn!
Oh my God.
My body was ready for it, Seth.
Yeah,
oh my God, Seth, my body was so ready for it.
It looked like Flamingo might have been dropping shield on purpose just to make sure that the shield break didn't happen, which would be a pretty good decision since, for anyone who does not know, if Jigglypuff's shield breaks, she actually just dies off the top. She just blasts off like Team Rocket, does not come back down.
That's something that I think has been consistent in every Smash game.
Yeah, I guess it is.
64. Very much a factor in that game too, where shield breaking is so insanely evident.
Yeah.
Actually, especially whenever you're playing against a character like Yoshi, who just has crazy shield pressure. Absolutely insane shield pressure.
Mouf electing to go to the DK switch. I believe this is one of the matchups he has talked about for DK, since Peach traditionally struggles with Puff. You're going to be seeing a lot of those big back airs from DK to cut through the back air spacing from Jigglypuff.
I'm sure this is a matchup that few people have ever seen.
Yes.
How do you think that? What are some things that we can expect from both players, and how do they really interact with each other?
So I could see Jigglypuff actually having a decently hard time getting in on DK just because the hitboxes are so big. His movement speed isn't terrible. He's relatively mobile, but his range is relatively large because of just the length of his limbs. For his kicks, he reaches really, really far. He's not going to be able to get some of the cargo conversions that you might see against a lot of the faster falling characters. But overall, his knockback is pretty good, though. Down air from the ground, definitely going to take it. Could have taken it with something like up air, forward air as well. Down B, interesting. Possibly trying to catch the crouch cancel. Relatively low percent for DK to be dying. He's a rather heavy character. His recovery does leave him really vulnerable, so you might be seeing, like, I guess in a lot of matches, you might be seeing him getting gimped a decent amount.
Now, can he use that cargo throw up air as a KO option, or is it primarily a combo tool?
Against Jigglypuff, it's going to be primarily a combo tool. It does have a pretty big amount of growth, so in percents where it's going to kill more often than not, you can't actually get the combo off of it.
He's getting combos off. And this is where Puff certainly has some advantages. Donkey Kong being such a massive character leaves him so vulnerable and more likely to get hit by a lot of these rests.
It's a pretty big target. It's pretty difficult to miss.
I'm waiting for Muff to get one of those up smashes. He's been fiending for that throughout this match. And his platform movement has been incredibly crisp as well.
Yeah. Oh, this might actually just be the stock if he gets the wind up enough. Mouf got the lead.
He has a giant punch on top of that.
Yeah. So if he gets if he misses another rest, or if he manages to get Flamingo up to like 40 or 50%, that giant punch will take it. But now it is gone. There is an interesting glitch for DK in Melee, where if he starts his up B and you hit him in it, for some reason his giant punch just goes away.
Just only on startup?
In any of the durations.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if he had got hit by the start there, if he tried to use a giant punch and then lost it that way. But Flamingo actually landing another rollout. This is the first setup in a really long time I can think of where Jigglypuff has gotten 2 kills with rollout.
I think HBox did some craziness with it at Forte too. But other than that, a pretty rare move to see.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it once, like every once in a while, but 2 in one set.
That's just absurd at that point. Spinning Kong.
Wow, actually getting the sweet spot of it. So like the backhand is the sweet spot on the up B. So more often than not, you'll see it hitting like behind him. But I guess like the startup there is still clipping him on the front side.
You gotta wind that hand back.
Yeah, he definitely like goes for like the Bruce Lee like back fist.
I think I really need a GIF of just Cephalon doing like the startup of the spinning Kong. That would be a great GIF.
Yeah.